Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. Today we're going for a pink look. It's going to be a pink glittery look. Okay, let's get started with this pink look. I'm going to put a little bit of my Clarins lip oil on so that my lips can be nice and moisturized once I have to put on my lipstick. It's 01 Honey. I love this stuff. It is so good. Oh, by the way, I just want to apologize up front. I have a big old acne scar right here. I had a cystic pimple. Let's not get into it, but I've been breaking out like crazy. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, mind my face right now breaking out. Let's just get into it. Okay, I'm going to start off with a little bit of a base. So I'm using Whiteout from Kat Von D. It's just like a white concealer. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that on my eyelid. I really want everything to pop on my eyes today, so I just wanted to start with something like that would really show all the colors, and of course that's the color white, so everything can really pop. No, I think that works. Okay, I like how that looks. I feel like that is light enough for me to get going. I'm going in with this Anastasia Beverly Hills dual-ended brush. It came in my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm going to be using that palette along with this palette. It's called Shortcut from Urban Decay. I'm going to start with this palette, and I'm going to use the color Laced. It's like a very light, soft, kind of mixture of a lavender and a pink. I'm trying to focus this right here and kind of the crease area as a transition shade. It's super pigmented, so I'm actually just gonna dust off a little bit and then go in. Okay, now I'm gonna take the color Shortcut and I'm gonna put that kind of beneath and on the eyelid. I just want to keep it simple, easier to do as well, you know? I really want to deepen this pink up with a more intense pink, and there's not like a brighter pink in here. So that's why I'm using my Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going in with Love Letter from this palette. It's like a much richer hot pink. And I'm putting that just on the outer to the middle of my eyelid. And like the outer to the center. My descriptors are really bad. I'm so sorry. And I'm just like packing that on. Okay, and I'm gonna wipe the brush just on the back of my hand. I'm the type of person that tries to use like the same tool over and over and over again. It just makes it easier when you can just use the same tool. And then I'm just gonna blend. I'm adding a little bit more hot pink right here. And then blend my edges again, wiping the brush on my hand. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with the sparkly shimmery color. Okay, I'm gonna be using this sparkly color called Zone. I'm using my finger. This is an eyeshadow that you cannot use with a brush. I don't care if you wet the brush, it's not gonna stick on or stay on as beautiful as using the warmth of your fingertip and pressing it in. What's going on in life, you guys? What are you guys into right now? What is happening in life? You guys know that coronavirus is going around. Everybody's saying all sorts of crazy things. Everybody's saying like the US is gonna shut down. Everybody's buying up all the toilet paper. Somebody actually just sent me a text message saying that we're all gonna get the coronavirus eventually, and who knows, maybe, I don't know. I don't know how that stuff works. All I know is cool, buy the toilet paper. I mean, I don't know, where I live, there's plenty of everything still at the store, because I had to actually go and buy toilet paper just because I was simply out, and there was like a ton of everything at the store. So I don't know what people are talking about. I guess that's happening a lot of places. All I have to say is, if you're gonna buy everything up, please buy soap. um Using soap and water is very important. Like, I get it, you need toilet paper, but please buy soap and buy water. I feel like that's the most important thing. Clean water and soap. Toilet paper, cool, get it, but you don't need, I don't know, whatever people are out here doing, buying like 10 packs or whatever. Look at me talking, getting it up here. Ugh. I cannot do two things at once. I can't multitask. I need to dust this off. Okay, I was able to kind of blend away my mistake up there. I don't know what I was doing. I was talking, I got it up there. Anywho's, let me go back because I need to get a little bit more color here. Okay, love it. Super cute. I do want to add a little bit of Rendezvous, which is this like really dark purple color. Not purple, but like maroon. Right there. And then I'm going to clean that up, do not worry. Because I have eyeshadow all over my face. And I don't even know how that happens. You guys, I had a taco bowl earlier, like a taco salad bowl. I made one. And I feel like all I can taste now is... Why am I... Why did I have these open already? Why did they open like that? Weird. I think this is my new pack. Hold up. News, I don't know what's going on. I think this is the pack I'm supposed to be using. Whatever. So anyways, as I was saying, I can taste the taco bowl meat. Like, it's, I don't know, every time I feel like I keep burping, TMI, I know, but I keep tasting it. Don't act like you don't like taco bowls. I know you do. Okay. Why do these feel so dry? They usually feel like moist. Not that I like my towelettes to be too moist, but like these are a little bit too dry. Like, where is the moisture at? Ooh, okay. Now she's looking like she needs to be blended a little bit. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just like lightly cleaning this brush. Okay, I think that's kind of blended enough. I'm gonna go back in and just like wipe underneath. Honey, these look lopsided. Let's fix it. There we go, nice and even. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna be going in with this Dior concealer. I think they discontinued it. It's number 40. And I'm just gonna do a little bit right there, right here. Okay, so I just put a little bit of concealer in a couple other places, as you can see. I really need to conceal this dark mark because it's not cute. So I'm trying to get rid of this little guy right here. So in order to achieve that, I need to use a color corrector, which means something that's more orange or peach. So I'm using the color number 2 from Giorgio Armani, the Master Corrector. I'm gonna pop a little bit on there. It's not an active pimple anymore, so I'm not like contaminating anything, but it's like this really unattractive dark mark on my face that will go away eventually, inshallah. But I need some time, and in the meantime I have makeup, so okay. And I'm gonna do a little bit around my mouth because I tend to get a little dark here. Now I'm gonna let this sit on my face for a little bit. You guys, makeup looks best when you take your time, like let the concealer sit a little bit and then blend it out. I will say I'm gonna go back in and like contour my lips, but I'm gonna try to avoid the like outer rims of my mouth. Okay, so my under eye concealer has been sitting for a little bit, so I'm gonna blend that in. Is my favorite foundation currently, which is the Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Foundation Matte. I don't think this stays matte on me because I have really oily skin, but that's another conversation. But I still do really like how this sits, and I really love the coverage. You need a very small amount of this. You need to shake it. It does say on the back to shake before use, and that's definitely something you want to do. You want to shake before you use it, because if not, it'll be really runny. Okay, I went ahead and shook the foundation bottle. So I'm going to do just a little dot. I'm going to mix that because it didn't mix all the way, as you can see. Like you can see kind of where it's like liquidy. So I mixed that really quick. That's why you want to shake it, so that doesn't happen. And I did shake it, but I guess sometimes it does that. So you just want to mix it before you apply. It's super pigmented. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and blend it in on this side and come back and do the other side because I kind of have to get right on my jawline. Okay guys, so I'm just buffing that foundation in. I like packed it on the brush. By the way, I'm using the Jaclyn Hill brush JH03. I'm gonna go in with like a little bit of foundation on my forehead. So I'm just kind of tapping it in around this dark spot. I'm going to use a little bit more concealer on the bridge of my nose. Okay, next I'm going in with this little Bobbi Brown Retouch Face Pencil in the color Rich, and I'm going to do this on my nose. I'm just really trying to contour my nose. Okay, taking this really small fluffy brush. It's angled. I don't know if it even has a brand. I got it from Amazon like years and years and years ago. So I'm going to take that contour on my nose and start blending it out, and I'm blending it downward. I don't want to blend it in because I want to keep this light. Okay, so we're just still blending that in. I love to contour, you guys. It makes such a difference. Snatched. Whew. And I love how like you can really play with makeup. Like you can just change it up, switch it up. I'm not saying go out and be a completely different person now. I'm not saying change your whole face when you do your makeup. I think love yourself, love your face, love what you look like, love what God blessed you with. But if you want to play with makeup, you can wash it off at the end of the day. Like, it's just, you know, it can be just for fun and just can be to express yourself, how you're feeling that day. Don't go out looking like a completely different person though. You don't want to look like two different people, unrecognizable. I mean, unless that's what you're going for, unless you're trying to be like a character or something. You know, that's why I love makeup. It's just so fun. Something I want to watch, and it might already be out there on YouTube. I might have just never came across it. I probably have never looked it up, which I haven't. But I would love to see like a movie star makeup artist show how they do the makeup on the actresses, because they're all wearing makeup, but it's like you see no trace of the makeup. It's like invisible to the eye. But sometimes they change their features so that they can look like other people, and I just like, I love that whole like artistry, the fact that you can do that. I don't know, it's so cool. I would love to see that. If for some reason a movie producer is watching this and wants to bring me on set and show me how they do the makeup, I would love to be there and like learn, you know? Imagine being able to snatch it up like that in real life. I'm gonna try. That should be a challenge for myself. Like, to do your makeup so good, so flawless and fierce, but like there's no trace. Okay, the nose is basically done. I want to do a little bit of a highlighter or something to brighten up right there. I'm going to do a small amount of my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and Custard, just because this brush, the applicator is a little bit smaller. I like that, like super tiny. And then I'm going to blend that in. And then I'm going to blend it on the sides too, just whatever is left over. I'm just blending out my makeup a little bit more. Also, make sure to get like this area. It's also important. Don't have a line. Like, if that's going to be visible, make sure that there's not a line there. I'm going to be using my Rihanna stick in Truffle. I had to look at it because I forgot, girl. And I'm going to use this to contour my face. I want my face to look a little bit more chiseled out this way. So I'm going to create that look with it. And I don't really have a big forehead, but I do want to warm it up here some. So just right there and right there. And then to give the illusion of a fuller lip, you want to do just above. And just below. Do you see that like hollowness right there? So I feel like I kind of already have like a little bit of a hollow there, but it's not very defined, and my face is so round and my cheeks are so big and chubby. So I really want to define it. So I'm going to make a face. And I just want to define even more. And you know, everybody has a different shape of a face, so your contour might not look like this, but if you have a rounder face, this might be like a good contour for you. But I would just kind of do like little faces and see where your hollows are and see what you kind of want to define more. I don't really want to blend this up or down. I want to keep it right in this area. That is a lot of cream on our face. We have to set all of this in place. Make sure it looks nice and fresh. So before I set it, I actually want to do a little bit of a setting spray and then go in with a powder. So I'm going in with my Urban Decay setting spray, the all-nighter. I'm gonna let that sit for like a minute, and then I'm gonna go back in once it's fully dry and set the creams. I don't want to go in just yet because, as you can see, it's wet and I don't want the powders to remove any makeup. So we'll be back when this is dry. Okay, so as you can see, I believe it's set down. My skin is just a little bit oily, so I'm gonna just press this in lightly. I don't want to press too hard. And then I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills powder in Banana. I'm going to take the bottom of this sponge, and first I just want to tap in any creases underneath the eye. And I'm going to use actually just the top. And I want to bring light to this part of my face. So I'm going to do a little bit more powder. And just focus in that triangle. And then I'm going to go underneath the contour and bake it. So now when we're done applying the powder, we're gonna let that sit and bake about a minute or two, however long you feel you need. If your skin is really dry, I don't know if I would recommend baking for you. I probably only do it for like a couple of seconds, like 15-20 seconds, dust it off. If you're really oily, like greasy all the time like me, I can leave it on for a couple of minutes and I'll be fine. Now my eyebrows get really oily, so I'm gonna take the bottom of this sponge and just lightly press powder into the brows, because I don't want them to look ashy, but I just lightly pressed a little bit, like whatever is left over. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this I'm gonna take this palette and go in and deepen up underneath the eye. I'm taking the color Rendezvous, which is that maroon, and I'm tapping off the excess. And you see a little fallout from what I'm doing right now, and I'm able to dust that off because I have the powder laid there. I do want to do like a really dramatic liner, so I'm gonna dust this powder off and do like a really dramatic wing eyeliner. So I'm gonna take this big fluffy brush that has some bronzer on it. It is the Real Techniques brush. I think it's the blush brush. I'm not sure. It is the blush brush. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go in with a powder because I don't want it to be too starch white. I want it like too starch, like, what am I saying? I don't want it to be like this really super bright, but I still want it to be bright. So anywho's, whatever, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go in with this Charlotte Tilbury powder in the color number 2 medium. You can use any foundation powder that's a little bit lighter, but I would have to say although I do like the powder, I don't love the fact that I feel like you get such little product for the price. I don't know if I'm going to be repurchasing this. I just wanted to say that so that you don't feel like, oh, I need to go buy this powder, because I actually feel like some powders carry a lot more product. And I don't know, what is the grams on this? It's 0.28 ounce. So it's 0.8 grams. I don't know. I don't think that's a lot. All I'm trying to say is that I don't feel like you need to go buy this powder. If you want to spend the money, I like it. It's nice. I don't feel like it's necessary for the price point. I wish it was like around $30 and not like, I think it's like around 50. But anywho's, I'm using it to dust this off. And in order to like avoid pulling off the foundation or the first layer of the powder, I like to just swirl the brush in there and dust the powder away with powder. Okay, so that cream contour is nice and set, as you can see. I wanted to define it a little bit more, so I'm going to go into a contour powder and lightly going into this NARS. I'm using Hot Nights palette, and I'm using the color Manihi, I think it's called, and it's a bronzer. So it's like a little bit of a deeper bronzer for me, and I'm using the Sephora, let's see, Sephora 97 Pro Contour Sweep. And where that contour already is, I'm going slightly into that. And then we're gonna swirl the brush in there a little bit, dust off the excess, and start swirling that in. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a fluffier brush to get a little bit of that bronzing powder. Make sure it's a matte bronzing powder that you're using for this. You want to bring it all the way in here. Don't forget about this space. I'm going in with my favorite bronzer to give me a little bit of a bronze illumination. It's my Hourglass Radiant Bronze Light. As you can see, I need to go buy another one because I'm almost out. I hit pan. And I'm swirling my brush in there. So I like to hold the brush a little bit like this and pick up that product. And I actually use a bronzer as a blush and a bronzer. So this is the blush I like to do both with because I'm more into just how I look when I'm bronzy. Like sometimes I will put blush, like an orange blush or like a plum or something. I'll throw in a pink. I don't know, but usually it is bronzer for me. And then don't forget about the full head. Okay. So I'm just gonna smile. And this one has a little bit of a glow to it. If you are not into that, be aware of that. Maybe use a matte one. If you have large pores, which I do get large pores, usually a nice primer like the one that I used, which was, oh, I didn't tell you guys, I used my YSL Blur Primer in silver. It's brand new. They just launched this one. So use like a primer that's good for blurring in the pores. And when you bake, if you are baking, usually that should kind of fill in those pores. So like you can go in with something illuminating like this. But loving it so far. And now we're going to do our highlight. For highlight, you guys already know I'm obsessed with this palette. The Game of Thrones Mother of Dragons highlight palette from Urban Decay. It was limited edition. But like any colors that kind of look like bronzy like that with a gold, I like to mix them together. And it just gives like this really beautiful bronzy glow. Like I know you see that. Like, you have to see that. It's so cute. I love it. And then just focus that right here so that when you turn, you see it right there. And then right above the lip, just right there. Tell me that is not the dopest highlight ever. Like, what in the world? I'm obsessed, sweetie. So I'm really gonna dust off all of the excess. I'm gonna lightly pat this on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna do the bridge because I don't want a lot. I just want to do whatever is excess, just to bring a little illumination to the bridge of my nose. Perfect. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. That is what we're going for. Next, we're gonna go into our eyeliner. Okay, I'm using the Perversion liquid liner pen. I want this to be very dramatic. We're going for drama today, if you haven't noticed. Okay, so I'm gonna actually take a black shadow and lightly press it onto the eyeliner, just a little bit, because you don't want to go crazy and get it all over. So I'm taking this flat side of the brush, something like that, very dense, very flat, and I'm gonna go into like a black. Okay, I'm using this MAC eyeshadow palette in the Flesh. It has a black eyeshadow in there. I don't know what color this is. All I know it's a MAC eyeshadow and it's black. I'm gonna put my brush in there. So any matte black that you know you love, dust it off real good. And then you're gonna go in and just press in and you'll see. Like, not a lot, just a little bit, but it gives it this really like smoky, sultry look. And just tap off any excess. I'm going in with YSL, the lash curler in black. And I really like to work from the bottom. I mean, I think that's what everybody does. But like at the base. And this like really curls my lashes. I don't have to use an eyelash curler with it. And it holds them in place all day. My lashes, I wouldn't say are the longest, but they are kind of long. So I have to be careful because sometimes mascara can get on my eyelid. And I'm just going to keep layering this on until I feel it's enough. I don't want to layer to the point where they're too thick and clumpy and they just stick together and it's like one big lash, but kind of like right there, just a little bit more. Do you see that? It just does such a good job. Okay, now I'm going to do my lower lashes. So that's basically how I want them to look. So I'm going to do just like a little bit more at the bottom. Okay, so I went ahead and did my other eye. I finished mascara. I'm going to go ahead and put on my lipstick and then we're going to be done. So I'm going to wipe my lips with this dry towelette from earlier. So now I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills lipstick. It is called Rouge and it's a matte lipstick. I'm not doing lip liner, like this is kind of like my lip liner. Okay, so I have on the base of the lipstick and I really want to make it a lot lighter. So I'm going to go in with a lighter shade in the center. So I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood or Pure Hollywood. I don't remember, it's scratched off, but it's the liquid lip. I need to go buy another one. I'm like running out. I've had this thing for forever and I love it. I love to use this to do just what I'm doing right now, which is like an ombre lip. I'll usually use it with like a darker lipstick or a darker lip liner. And then pop this in the center and just kind of spread it all over. This is the finished look. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment down below, give this a huge thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, and share this with your friends and family. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Bye.